Welcome to the most authoritative boxing channel here on social media. This is your boy Med. In today's episode, I shall be detailing my opinion on the post-fight reaction of Anthony AJ Joshua and the Francis Ngannou bout that happened in Riyadh yesterday. Then I'll be giving you my take on the Zhilei Zhang versus Joseph Parker bout. Then I'll also be giving you my reaction to the Nick Bowl defeat to Ray Vargas. All coming up in this particular episode. So if you have not subscribed, please do the needful by hitting that subscribe button, express your views in the comment section, and share this video with friends and family. Now to the main bout. I think the main bout was a shocker. It wasn't surprising per se, but we all knew Anthony AJ Joshua would win the fight, but we did not expect Anthony AJ Joshua to do it within 2 rounds because we expected Francis Ngannou to put up some sort of resistance from a man who has taken elbows, kicks, and knees to the head. We expected him to have some sort of resistance, but he did not have any answer to Anthony AJ Joshua's right hand. I think that Anthony AJ Joshua dominated him, and Francis Ngannou's biggest mistake on the night was to switch southpaw, knowing very well that Anthony AJ Joshua has fought better southpaws in recent time and has gained and has trained constantly against southpaws. I think that it was a mistake for Francis Ngannou's coach to allow him to turn southpaw. That is Joey Cooper. He should have instructed Francis Ngannou not to turn southpaw. Immediately he switched southpaw, there came an opening for Anthony AJ Joshua, and he landed the right hand that dropped Francis Ngannou in the first round. Francis did not look hurt, but he stood up and the fight continued. But in the second round, Anthony AJ Joshua showed that he was the more dominant force, and he was feinting with his jab, with his leg that was drawing Francis in. And because Anthony is quicker, he could also move out of range, and he landed that devastating right hand that dropped Francis again to his bottom. Then after the referee asked them to continue, that was all Francis wrote. I think that Francis was cold knockout. He should go back to the UFC and to MMA, PFL, and focus on winning a world championship bout. I would pray His Excellency Teki Alashe to arrange a fight between Francis and Don Jones. I think it would be an interesting bout, but I would still tip Don Jones as the favorite in that particular fight. Why? Because Don Jones is the and more polished fighter of the two. Now to the second fight of the evening that came with a lot of controversy. Chinese power Zhilei Zhang, whom I predicted would be knocked out against Joseph Parker, did not end up being knocked out, but he was able to manage his gas tank throughout the 12th round. And because he came in at 291 pounds, his gas tank was very, very shambolic, and he was unable to press the action and win or press Parker in the first 6 rounds. He was quite relaxed, wanting to go with the pace and take his chances when it came in. But Parker had other plans. He realized that Parker was faster than him, and Parker also realized that Parker was knocked down in the 3rd round where he had a broken nose, and in the 8th round. But besides that, Zhilei Zhang hit Parker a couple of times, but because he did not have the good gas tank, he was unable to press the action. Hence, Parker was the more confident fighter of the two. He landed the cleaner punches of the two. He determined the pace at which the fight would be fought, and Zhilei Zhang was just a passenger to an extent in that fight. He did not look at pressing the action. He did not look at finishing off Parker. He just wanted to hurt him and keep hurting him. But in the 11th and 12th round, I heard his trainer telling him that he should go for the knockout, but he did not have the energy. 291 pounds, 40 years of age. I think that Zhilei Zhang would be in deep waters in the second fight, because if he's unable to bring down his weight, I think that it would be a more devastating fight for him in the second fight, because constantly Zhilei Zhang has been going up in weight and has not at any point intend to reduce in weight, and he has a jelly belly, making Parker work the jelly belly, and you could see him complain several times to the referee. And when someone starts complaining, you could know that they are having some sort of trouble with that particular punch. But the cliche goes, styles make fight, and styles indeed make fight. This is a perfect example. Zhang beat Joyce beat Parker, and Parker beat Zhang. So it doesn't tell you that the triangle theory is always true. No, styles make fights, and everybody must take his or her opportunity when they step into the ring. And Joseph Parker has done that, and I think that Joseph Parker is the third best heavyweight currently, because in the space of four months he has beaten the two top fight opponents, and I think that is very, very impressive. Now to Nick Bole and Ray Vargas. I think that Nick Bole started catching up very later in the fight. Ray Vargas won the first few rounds, I think comfortably, I think the first 5 rounds. But Nick Bole was under the impression that with the two knockdowns, he could have won the fight. But I think that the commentators were swaying a lot of people. Some of Nick Bole's punches were not landing cleanly, and he did not go in to take the champion in the way he should. He should have keep on pressing the action, landing belly punches, dropping the hands of Ray Vargas, but he was aiming for the head, and that was why I think he lost the fight. And most of the headshots were not landing. The ones that landed caused troubles to Ray Vargas. So imagine if he had worked the body in the earlier rounds, dropping the hands of Ray Vargas completely, I think that Nick Bole would have won the fight. I had Ray Vargas winning the fight personally, because I think that some of the rounds were very, very close, and mostly I tend to give it to the one who is moving, the one who is showing more boxing skill other than just come forward. And that style of Nick Bole, I think that it's about time he refines it, because if he meets a sleek puncher, a sleek boxer who has enough pop, I think that he would be in trouble, because he's just coming forward to cause damage. And I think that he should add a little bit of movement to his game, where his opponent would think twice before approaching him back. Credit to Ray Vargas, he landed a lot of belly shots, one that took Nick Bole backwards a little bit, but all the same, I think it was a good fight by all standards. If Nick Bole had won the fight, I wouldn't have been surprised, but I had Ray Vargas winning, because he was doing the more cleaner works. Nick Bole had to come in and kept jumping in, and most of the punches were not landing cleanly, though he made Ray Vargas very, very, very uncomfortable. When you are taking out a champion, you should fight in a decisive way in order to take him out, because when the rounds are close between you and the champion, most judges tend to give it to the champion, and that was what happened to Nick Bole. But kudos to him, he can still come back and become a world champion. That is it for this particular episode. Thank you for watching. Stay positive. Remember, your greatness has no limit. If you have